Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider our matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you are committed to our charge. Amen. Good morning, honorable members. Welcome to today's sitting. You don't sound happy. What's the issue? Are you okay, members? You're okay? Okay. All right. Then let's commence the business of the day. Clerk, proceed.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
I have a communication to make, members. Honorable members, last week I communicated to you about our partnership with Rotary Club in the annual blood drive campaign. The exercise is currently underway within the county assembly precincts. As you are aware, blood donation is a critical aspect of healthcare, often saving lives in emergencies, surgeries, and for the patients with chronic conditions. Our community relies heavily on the generosity and support of individuals like yourselves to ensure adequate and steady blood supply. In alignment with our commitment to serving our constituents and promoting public health, I urge each of you to consider participating in this noble cause by donating blood. Your contribution, no matter how small, can make a significant difference in someone's life. The blood drive is set up conveniently within the county assembly premises, making it accessible for all of us to contribute without disrupting our duties. Your participation not only exemplifies your dedication to public service, but also sets a commendable example for constituents and the broader community. I encourage you to prioritize this opportunity to give back to our community and demonstrate our collective commitment to humanitarian causes. I also urge you to invite your families, friends, and electorates to participate in this cause tomorrow when the campaign will be open to the public. Members, I know you're aware we started this exercise yesterday, and it is going through to tomorrow. And I want to actually thank you for what you did yesterday. I understand, although I was not around, I understand you managed to get members donate, and it was really, really awesome. I thank you very much for that exercise, but we are not yet completed, so encourage families to come over tomorrow and participate in this noble exercise. Thank you, members. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
We have papers to lay down, and on that basis, I wish to invite Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, Majority Leader, MCA Machakos Central, to come forward and lay several papers before us.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 20th February 2024. 1. The Machakos County Supplementary 2 Budget Estimates for Financial Year 2023-2024. 2. Full Year Departmental Performance Report for the Financial Year 2022-2023 for the Department of Education and ECD Services. 3. Half-Year Departmental Performance Report for the Financial Year 2023-2024 for the Department of Education and ECD Services. 4. Full Year Departmental Performance Report for the Financial Year 2022-2023 for the Department of Vocational and Skills Training. 5. Half-Year Departmental Performance Report for the Financial Year 2023-2024 for the Department of Vocational and Skills Training. 6. Second Quarter Departmental Performance Report of the Financial Year 2023-2024 for the Department of Culture and Tourism. 7. Quarterly reports and financial statements for the period ended December 2023 for the following municipalities: A. Machakos Municipality; B. Mavoko Municipality; C. Tala Kangundo Municipality. 8. Intergovernmental Agreement on the establishment of county aggregation and industrial parks between the national government through the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, State Department for Industry, and the County Government of Machakos. 9. Intergovernmental Conditional Allocation Transfer Agreement. 10. Half-Year Departmental Performance Report for the financial year 2023-2024 for the Department of Livestock and Fisheries Department. And 11. First and second quarters departmental performance reports for the financial year 2023-2024 for the Cooperative Development and Marketing. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. And the said papers are laid to various committees in this order. Paper number 1, to be committed to the Budget and Appropriation Committee. Paper number 2, to be committed to the Education and Social Services Committee. Paper number 3, to be committed to the Education and Social Services Committee. Paper number 4, to be committed to the Education and Social Services Committee. Paper number 5, to be committed to the Education and Social Services Committee. Paper number 6, to be committed to the Culture and Tourism Committee. Paper number 7, to be committed to the Decentralized Units and County Administration Units Committee. Paper number 8, to be committed to to the Budget and Appropriation Committee. Paper number 9, to be committed to the Budget and Appropriation Committee as well. Paper number 10, to be committed to Agriculture Committee. And paper number 11, to be committed to the Agriculture Committee as well. Thank you, honorable members. Now, may I invite Honorable Stephen Mwandi, Deputy Speaker, MCA Kalakala Ward, to come forward and lay some other papers.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll be holding brief for the Deputy Speaker since he's not in the House. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order number 25, I wish to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 20th February 2024. The calendar of the Third Assembly for the third session.
Thank you, Honorable Majority Leader. Next order. This. Sorry, I'm guided. May I also invite Honorable Philip Ndolo, Chairperson, Public Accounts and Investment Committee, to come forward and play some other papers. Proceed, Honorable Ndolo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wish to lay the following papers on the floor of this House today, Tuesday, 20th February, 2024. Report of Auditor General on financial statement of Machakos County Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June, 2022. Report of Auditor General on Receiver of Revenue financial statement for the year 2021-2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Thank you very much. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
May I invite Honorable Stephen Mwandi as well? Perhaps Honorable Nzioka is holding his brief to come forward and give a notice of motion.
Yes, indeed, Madam Speaker, I'm holding brief for the Deputy Speaker. Honorable Speaker, that aware that the calendar enables the Assembly to plan the to plan the execution of its business and sets out a schedule of days for the House sittings and days of recess. Aware that Standing Order number 24, Sub-Order 1, provides that the regular sessions of the Assembly shall commence on the second Tuesday of February and terminate on the first Thursday of December. Honorable Speaker, further aware that Standing Order number 25, Sub-Order 1, requires the House Business Committee, with the approval of the Assembly, to draw up the calendar of the Assembly. Aware that Standing Order number 25, Sub-Order 2, provides that once the calendar of the Assembly is approved by the House, it shall be published in the Gazette, the Assembly website, and at least 2 newspapers of national circulation. Acknowledging the House Business Committee prepared the calendar of the 3rd session of the 3rd Assembly. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give notice of motion that, pursuant to Standing Order number 25, Sub-Order 1, this House approves the Assembly calendar for the 3rd session of the 3rd Assembly as annexed in the order paper. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. May I also invite Honorable Philip Ndolo, Chairperson, Public Accounts and Investment Committee, to come forward and give another notice of motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm going to lay notice of motion of two motions. Honorable Speaker, that aware that the Article 229, Sub-Article 5 of the Constitution provide that the Auditor General may audit and report on the accounts of any entity that is funded from public funds. Further aware that Article 229, Sub-Article 7 of the Constitution that states that audit reports shall be submitted in Parliament or the relevant county assembly. Cognizant that the report of the Auditor General on financial statement of Machakos County Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2022 was received in the Assembly pursuant to the Article 229, Sub-Article 7 of the Constitution. Further aware that the report was committed to the Committee of Public Accounts and Investment pursuant to Standing Order number 185, Sub-Article 2, B and C, that states that the Public Accounts and Investment Committee shall be responsible for examination of reports, accounts, and working of the county public investments and whether the affairs of the public investments are being managed in accordance with the sound financial or business principles and prudent commercial practices. Aware that the committee, after receipts of the report, conducted several meetings with the accounting officers pursuant to Article 226, Sub-Article 2 of the Constitution, that provides that the accounting officer of county public and entity is accountable to the county assembly for its financial management and consequently compiled a report. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give notice of motion that this House discusses and approves the report of Auditor General on financial statement of Machakos County Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2022. Okay, the second notice of motion. Honorable Speaker, that aware that Article 229, Sub-Article 5 of the Constitution provides that the Auditor General may audit and report on the accounts of any entity that is funded from public funds. Further, aware that Article 229, Sub-Article 7 of the Constitution that states that audit report shall be submitted to Parliament or the relevant county assembly. Cognizant that the report of the Auditor General on receiver of revenue financial statement for the year ended 2021-2022 was received in the assembly pursuant to Article 229, Sub-Article 7 of the Constitution. Further, aware that the report was committed to the Committee of Public Accounts and Investment pursuant to Standing Order number 185, Sub-Article 2, B and C, that states that Public Accounts and Investment Committee shall be responsible for examination of reports, accounts, and working of the county public investment, and whether the affairs of the public investments are being managed in accordance with the sound financial or business principles and prudent commercial practices. Aware that the committee, after receipt of the report, conducted several meetings with the accounting officer pursuant to Article 226, Sub-Article 2 of the Constitution, that states that accounting officer of the county public entity is accountable to the county assembly for its financial management and consequently filed a report. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give notice of motion that this House discusses and approves the report of Auditor General on receiver of revenue financial statement for the year 2021-2022. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Next order.
Order number 8, motion, approval of the calendar of the Assembly for the third session of the third Assembly.
May I, at this point, invite the Majority Leader to come forward. I believe we are still holding brief for Honorable Stephen Mwande, and move that motion.
Yes, Madam Speaker, thank you. Indeed, I'm still holding brief for the Deputy Speaker. Honorable Speaker, that aware that the calendar enables the Assembly to plan the execution of its business, and it sets out a schedule of days for the House sittings and days of recess. Aware that Standing Order number 24, Sub-Order 1, provides that the regular sessions of the Assembly shall commence on the second Tuesday of February and terminate on the first Thursday of December. Honorable Speaker, Further, aware that Standing Order number 25, Sub-Order 1, requires the House Business Committee, with the approval of the Assembly, to draw up the calendar of the Assembly. Aware that Standing Order number 25, Sub-Order 2, provides that once the calendar of the Assembly is approved by the House, it shall be published in the Gazette, the Assembly website, and at least 2 newspapers of national circulation. Acknowledging that the House Business Committee prepared the calendar of the 3rd session of the 3rd Assembly. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that, pursuant to Standing Order number 25, Sub-Order 1, this House approves the Assembly calendar for the 3rd session of the 3rd Assembly as annexed in the order paper. I call upon the Deputy Leader, Deputy Minority Whip, Deputy Minority Leader to second.
Proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam
honorable
Speaker.
members, for that. I now propose the question that pursuant to Standing Order number 25, Sub-Order 1, this House approves the Assembly calendar for the 3rd session of the 3rd Assembly as annexed in the order paper. I now invite members to debate that motion. And before I do so, I invite the Majority Leader to give us highlights of the report that is attached thereto.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is the report of the House Business Committee on the 3rd calendar of the 3rd session. And with your permission, I wish to move to the core of the report, that is the calendar of the Assembly, because the other issue is just the introduction, the mandate of the committee, acknowledgement, and the committee composition. Should I proceed?
That is in order.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, in preparation of this calendar, the committee was guided by Standing Order number 24, Sub-Order 1, Sub-Order 3, and Sub-Order 4. In this regard, the committee makes the following recommendations for the calendar of the Assembly in the 3rd session. 1, the sessions commenced on Tuesday, 13 February 2024, and terminates on Wednesday, 4th December 2024, with a total of 120 plenary sittings, which translates to 30 weeks of plenary sittings. 2, the first part is divided into 2 sections. Number 3, the first sections run from Tuesday, 13 February 2024 to Wednesday, 20th March 2024. 4, this will be followed by a short recess of 19 days, starting from 21st March 2024 to 8th April 2024. 5, the second section will commence on Tuesday, 9th April 2024 and will run up to Wednesday, 15th May 2024. Number 6, the second section of the first part will be completed by a short recess, which will commence on Thursday, 16th May 2024 and run up to Monday, 10th June 2024. 7, the second part of the calendar is also divided into 2 sections. 8, the first section runs from Tuesday, 11th June 2024 to Wednesday, 17th July 2024. 9, this will be followed by a short recess of 19 days starting from 18th July 2024 to 5th August 2024. 10, the second section will commence on Tuesday, 6th August 2024 and will run up to Wednesday, 4th September 2024. 11, the second section of the second part of the calendar will be completed by a short recess, which will commence on Thursday, 5th September 2024 and run up to Monday, 1st October 2024. 12, the third part is divided into 2 sections. 13, the first section runs from Tuesday, 2nd October 2024 to Wednesday, 23rd October 2024. 14, this will be followed by a short recess of 19 days starting from 24th October 2024 to 11th November 2024. 15, The second section will commence on Tuesday, 12th November 2024, and will run up to Wednesday, 4th December 2024. 16. The second section of the third part will be completed by a long recess, which will commence on Tuesday, 5th December 2024, and run up to Monday, 10th February 2025, when the fourth session will begin. However, it should be noted that committee sittings will commence on Monday, 10th February 2025. Honorable Speaker, the recommendations on the proposed sittings of the Assembly and recesses have been made taking into account calendar of other legislatures, such as the National Assembly, timelines of budget cycles, such as submission of the county physical strategy paper, which ought to be submitted by 28th February 2024, the budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025, which ought to be submitted by 30th April 2024, and public holidays as provided for in the Public Holidays Act. Honorable Speaker, the sittings of the House shall be as per the provisions of the Standing Order number 27, Sub-Order 1, and as such, the sitting of the House will be on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10 a.m. morning and 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. In conclusion, the calendar of the Assembly, once approved, shall be published in the Gazette, the Assembly website, and at least in 2 newspapers of national circulation, pursuant to Standing Order number 25, Sub-Order 2. This will enable the County Assembly stakeholders, such as the County Executive, Senate, development partners, civil societies, and the public, among others, to participate in Assembly activities accordingly. I therefore urge this Honorable House to approve the calendar for the smooth operations of the Assembly in the discharge of its constitutional and statutory mandate. Honorable Speaker, it is therefore my duty and privilege to present this calendar of the Assembly to this Honorable House for the review and approval. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Majority Leader. May we now move and debate this motion. The floor is yours, members. Honorable Helen Detty, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wish to stand here and support the report that has been read by our majority, representing the committee, House Business Committee. I feel this is a committee with almost 13 members, and they must have looked at all details required for them to come up with this report. So I feel and I'm convinced it's a good report. I support.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Katiti, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As a member of the House Business Committee, I do applaud my colleagues, the clerks, who on Friday and on Friday last week and Thursday, we took our time to prepare this House calendar. We took everything that was required. We looked at the times, and I think we arrived to the right document, because the time of recess is taken care of, the time of sittings is taken care of, and even the times of even the occasions is taken care of. So I wish and request that we may adhere to what we have gone through and what we have written, so that as a house we comply with what is written in the calendar. So I support.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Ndalana, then Honorable Minority, then Honorable
Thank you,
Johanna.
Madam Speaker. My name is Honorable Ndalana, nominated by Maendeleo Chap Chap. I support the report, and I have kind request to the members. Let us love each another and leave a space for God. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Thank you very much, Honorable Ndalana.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand to support the report because most of the items have been well captured. But Madam Speaker, I was also having a proposal because during the recess period, we spend most of the time with our electorates. So in the coming budget, Madam Speaker, I will propose that we factor in budget so that during that time we can have public engagement with our people, so that when you go to your ward, you have an engagement to your people, they can get water, and you can also facilitate some other logistics. So the recess times are good, but it's not easy when you are out there for 9 weeks interacting with the electorates. So we need to see if we can have a kitty that will facilitate the members to move across their wards as a way of trying to identify some of the representation and maybe areas of gaps that needs to be brought to this house, because most of the time when we are in session, we spend most of the time either in committees trying to represent their issues, and rarely do we have time to go back and have a sit down with them so that we can get feedback with them. So it's just a proposal that this coming budget, let's have that factored so that the elected and even the special members that have been nominated can also have time to go and check at the special groups that they were nominated to represent. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Joanna.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand to support the report. Madam Speaker, the calendar for the session is enough evidence that we have done the planning for the assembly sittings from the beginning to when we expect to end the session. And that is very important because we can be able to tell what we'll be doing as a house, even up to the end of the year. Madam Speaker, I have noted at times, as members, we forget that we also have the mandate to do an amendment as a house to our calendar if need arises. But at times we pass the calendar, and midway we start also questioning why we are not being invited either for committees or other forums which are out of the calendar which was approved in this same house. So I would wish to urge the members that as we pass or as we approve the calendar today, it is important to take note that all the considerations which have been stated there, the calendar for other legislatures, public holidays and other events which have been considered, that was enough groundwork done, but all the same, it is important to take also into consideration that we also have the mandate to amend the calendar to suit, because we are living in a dynamic society. We cannot tell what will come up in the course of the calendar. So as of now, to me, it is a nice calendar which plans our events, and I stand to approve. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable PK, then Honorable Don.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I stand up first of all to acknowledge good work that has been done by the committee, and that one is recommendable. Madam Speaker, mine is just a concern that we have this long recess. Madam Speaker, I have experienced a long recess that was running from December up to February. Madam Speaker, I want to ask whether it is necessary for us to have that long recess, yet the people the calendar is envisaging for us to go and meet. We are meeting them we are meeting them every time, we are meeting them in all functions. Madam Speaker, during this long recess, the committees are suspended. Madam Speaker, you find that the little which you had saved, now you are sending us to go and interact with those people with empty pockets. Madam Speaker, it is becoming very hard. Number two, Madam Speaker, I want to understand the concept that during the long recess, Madam Speaker, I got a salary, and the salary was a guarantee that and a proof that I was still working. Then I want to ask, what happened that we cannot get the mileage? Because the same analogy which is giving me salary should be the same analogy which should give me my mileage, because I'm not staying at home. Madam Speaker, kindly you can intervene, and I'll be very happy. Otherwise, thank you so much. And Madam Speaker, we say that the voice of people is the voice of God. The voice of PK is the voice of God. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Don.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. First of all, I want to thank my colleagues in HBC for the good work in coming up with the House calendar. Madam Speaker, I have also noted the issues raised here about the long recess. I have a different opinion, Madam Speaker. The long recess is for the members to go, sit back, reflect. So I don't think we'll need any money to meet electorate. If at all we need money, then we need to have it in the budget for every time that we are in this assembly, because we have a duty to meet our people every other day. So, Madam Speaker, I support the report, of course, with the window of making amendments depending on the times that we live in. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Evelyn.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Zeki Evelyn, MCA Kangundo Eastward. I stand to support the calendar because as a member of House Business, simply because, as you can see, it has really captured the key calendar considerations and given proper timelines. So I plead to the House that you may avoid the rush of approving documents and important matters in the House the last minute. So let us adhere to the timelines. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Perhaps I should comment on what two members have voiced about long recess and issues of committee meetings, and of course being paid salary in the course of the same period. I want to believe this session is about the calendar approval, and all those that are related to the calendar can be discussed in a different sitting, because if you go into the nitty-gritty of what we do over the recess, then we are getting out of point at this point. So I suggest that we can have that interaction. It is a very important points that have come out here, but we can have it in another sitting. Thank you, honorable members. Now, I wish to call upon the mover of the motion to come and reply.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wish to thank the honorable members for approving the calendar of the third assembly, the third session, so that it gives us an estimate of where we are going. But of course, I agree with Mheshimiwa for Mutituni Yohana that as and when we see there is need for review, that Madam Speaker will be able to go back to the House Business Committee and review from time to time, depending on circumstances and issues that arise day to day. So thank you very much, honorable members.
Thank you, honorable member. I now put the question that pursuant to Standing Order number 25, Suborder 1, this House approves the Assembly calendar for the third session of the third Assembly as annexed in the order paper. As many of the opinions say ayes, as many of the contrary opinions say nay, the ayes have it. The House adjourns to Tuesday, 20th March 2024 at 2:30 p.m. See you then, members.